Michelle Prince, founder and CEO of Performance Publishing Group, making a difference one story at a time. We'll be shining the light on successful founders, entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders that are getting results and making a difference. We'll talk about how they built their businesses, are creating movements, and leveraging the power of authority in their own lives. Be sure to stick around to the end of the show and we'll reveal how you can be our next guest. Let's get started. All right, everybody, I'm excited about our guest today, and I cannot wait to tell you more about her and dive into her story because it's a really pretty amazing story. But I'm excited to have Amy Parsons, who is the CEO of, and I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly, Mozzafiato. Good. So, and I don't want to give too much of your story away because I really want to hear it more from your words, but you are the CEO of this company. It's in the cosmetic beauty industry. And I know that you all are doing some big things to disrupt this industry. And so welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Michelle.
Of course. So tell us more about Mozzafiato. What exactly do you do?
So we're an e-commerce brand, first of all. So we're selling exclusively on our website on Mozzafiato.com. And as you said, we're in the beauty and men's grooming and fragrance space, all things beautiful, but we import exclusively from Italy. So our role is to search out and find the very best brands in Italy from all across the country. We're looking for heritage brands, niche brands, brands that a lot of Americans have never heard of, find them because we think that they produce the best stuff in the world and ship them to the US. We're importers. So we're bringing it all into the US and we're selling on our site. So right now we're representing about 21, almost 22 different Italian brands from all over the country. Wow. And selling on our site. So we are sort of approaching the beauty industry, which, as you know, is a massive industry in the US, and it's really dominated by the big beauty retailers, the Sephoras and Ultas and whatnot, that really are focused on having a million brands and celebrity brands and influencer brands and trends. And we're kind of bucking that whole notion with heritage craft brands. Some of our brands have 400-year histories. Some of them are newer, but they all have these really rich stories tied to place and people. And that's what we're trying to connect people back to get great products and really connect into these amazing stories and histories and connect to these beautiful places. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, it's a pretty exciting business to be in.
It is so exciting. I mean, e-commerce in and of itself you're in such a great space, but how did you, where does the passion for Italy come from, or Italian products? Like, what's the backstory here?
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it came from a lifetime of travel all over the world, where I would find heritage brands and craft brands and love to find the stories behind who's making the products. And but I went to Italy for the first time when I was 15 years old and fell in love with it, and just always sort of went back and loved not just the beauty brands, but the food, the wine, cars, fashion. Italy produces so many of the best things in the world, and the beauty industry is really no different. And, I had a 20-year career as an attorney and an executive with the university system here in Colorado. And that allowed me to really travel around the world and discover and see a lot of amazing things. And I realized at some point that, the podcasts that I was listening to were not the podcasts about the business I was in. I was always listening to the beauty industry and e-commerce and what was going on over there. And so when COVID first came, about March of 2020, and I'm at home for the first time, like really for the first time in 20 years, I thought maybe now's the time for me to just take a step back, put some of these pieces together of things that I really love to do, that I see that there's an opportunity in the market for an offering that doesn't exist there, that does exist in other countries. How might I really be able to bring that into the US marketplace? Is that even possible? So it was really that COVID time giving me that space, physical space, honestly, from my day-to-day job where I could start putting these pieces together. And I have a friend and a business partner in this who is an Italian guy who loves to invest in Italian heritage businesses, not beauty necessarily, but other things. And so together we really started putting the structure around what this company could look like, reaching out to the Italian brands who at a time, COVID hit Italy even harder and earlier than the US. So a lot of these brands were, and the people who run them were home. Stores were closed. They didn't know what the future was going to bring. Wow. So in a way, it forced this mindset of innovation all at once. And they were open to talking with us and open to coming into new markets, into e-commerce. Some of them were not on e-commerce at all. In a way that it might have taken years to put all of these pieces together with these brands. But because of the times and because they were all home, they're like, okay, we'll get on a Zoom call with these Americans in the morning and see what they're talking about. And they were open to trying new things, in large part because of this environment that we were in. So one after another, because we couldn't travel there and we couldn't be together in person, they would ship the products to the US. I would sit here with them and we would do trainings online. We would test all the products, make our orders, and really put together this entire infrastructure during COVID, all remotely, and launched by November of last year. So 1 year ago, with a warehouse with products coming over and actually selling through our site. So it's a lot of pieces coming together at the right time, I think, and COVID being that kind of final push to, now's the time to do it. And I quit my job just about a year ago to start this full time and never look back.
Wow. I mean, that takes, first of all, a lot of guts, which I really admire. I love that. And why not, right? I love the fact though of the timing, because had it been a year before then, would those businesses been open to that phone call? Probably not, especially if they've been doing things for 400 years the same way.
That's right. Or they would have said, yeah, come over. We'll go out to dinner. Come over again. I mean, I can't imagine actually how long it would have taken in normal times to put together and stand up the company, that because just on a dime, almost everybody had to get used to doing business by Zoom.
Right.
And doing things remotely, it absolutely enabled the creation of the company.
Oh, wow. So you left your corporate job in law, in the school system, you said, in the college system, university system?
Yep. I was executive vice chancellor of the Colorado State University system. I was with the university for 16 years. So I started as their legal counsel and then chief operating officer for their Fort Collins campus, and then executive vice chancellor. So it was a 16-year run in the university system before this. So pretty big change.
Big change, but at the same time, you were running so many big things over there that, maybe it was preparing you for this, because as you know, as a business owner, there's never a lack of things to be done, and, prioritizing. And I mean, the fact that this business built so quickly, it's inspiring, actually. I love that.
I think you're right in that, in my previous role with the university, I was responsible for big projects and infrastructure projects. So for example, I oversaw the construction of our new football stadium. And in a lot of ways, it's similar to building a company. You take something from an idea of a conversation around a table of, should we build a new football stadium here on campus? Whereas right now it's over here and whatever. You get the big vision for what it's going to be. And then every day you face all the challenges and budgets and deadlines and all of the grind and the work every day to make it happen, until one day you're standing in the football stadium and you have kickoff, right? But you have to maintain that vision for the big project and what you want it to ultimately look like. And then every day grind away and actually making it happen. And that experience, I think, absolutely translates to building a vision for a company. Of you have to hold on to the vision of what you want it to ultimately be. And then every day deal with all the challenges with a clear eye, what you have to accomplish, the discipline of the everyday, and just the relentlessness of it, and just know that eventually those two things will meet, and you'll have the company that you're dreaming of.
I love that.
That's
right. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
No, and you're making it happen. And but that's great advice for us business owners and founders, because those, what's that term? I know I've heard it with kids, that the years are, or the days are long and the years are short. And sometimes in a business, it kind of feels a little bit like that, like, especially when you're excited with a vision, and then, you're plowing in it, and then obstacles, and then it's just kind of like, but to just keep that vision. So that's great advice.
Yeah, I think,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think with e-commerce too, things move so fast and everything is so measurable. Every single day what the numbers say, how many people are coming to your website, how many are buying, what they're buying, everything is measurable and going on. So, you can have a great day and tend to think, man, we're killing it. And then you have a day that's really slow and it's like, oh, what's going wrong? And it's really having to step back from that day to day and have that steady hand all the way through, day in and day out, and take that big picture of really what are the trend lines and how we're doing. Because e-commerce, there's nothing to hide.
No.
Your numbers tell you all day long, every day, exactly what is going on. And really listening to the numbers, not reacting too much to the numbers, and really just getting smart about what your next steps are. It's really that just day-to-day discipline on it.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what are you doing for the business in terms of building the platform or building authority? This is called the Power of Authority Spotlight. And what that means is really just building a platform to impact more people professionally, personally.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, and what are you finding works for your business in that area?
Yeah. I mean, so in our business, our focus is so much on initial customer acquisition, getting people in the door and making their first purchase with us. Because luckily for us, what we're discovering is that once people find us and start shopping with us, they come back and they come back and they come back. So initial customer acquisition is extremely important to us in an industry that's extremely competitive. The beauty industry. And what we have found also, to our surprise in a good way, is that men have turned out to be half of our customers and are some of our best customers, because we have a great offering where men are concerned as well. So while we are beauty and we have all the bath and body and skincare and all of that, we're carrying a full men's line as well for their shaving, for body care, for all of these things, and cologne. And what we found is that men don't have as many places to go to have a great retail offering for all of their needs. They have brands that have, sell one thing. Men do not feel comfortable in Sephora or Ulta. It's not obvious that it's for them, right? That there are products and whatnot for them. So we've really discovered that day in and day out, 50% of our customers are men. So getting people in the store initially and understanding what we offer, to do that, that's a lot of Google ads are working great for us. Facebook ads are, doing well. It's just, it's that sort of visibility of getting people in the door, and then keeping our customers coming back. Is really, email, it's text, it's, we're going for that magic ratio of every day having, 75% new customers, 25% returning customers. And over time, that 25, all of it grows, all of the numbers grow, but maintaining those ratios. So, that your customers are coming back. So, our returning customers actually really do respond to email, and they respond to text. So it's rich content in email. It's giving not just, here's some product recommendations. We spend a lot of time in writing good content, writing blog posts, writing stories about our brands, just really interesting things to read to get them to actually come in and engage with us. So we focus on quality content to keep our existing customers continuing to come back and discover new things about us. So it's pushing all of those buttons all the time, but really with that aim of the kind of 75 brand new first-time customers, 25% time over time returning customers. And we've only been in business for about a year. So right now we're starting to really see the power of returning customers, and people who just routinely come back to us. And during the year, as they're buying things for themselves, now we're seeing them come in and buy their holiday gifts. And so that's really paying off for us now because they trust us. They've been with us. They've been getting good products from us, good service from us. So now they're buying for their friends and family for the holidays. And that's been really gratifying.
Yeah. And I think everything you're saying is all part of that strategy, right? You know, the content and getting it out there. And there's not one answer to, getting customers. But I also love that you're sharing your story. You know, you're doing podcast interviews. It's because I think a lot of times we do business more with the brand and the backstory and all of that. So I think that's going to also help to really boost and promote the business. I can't wait to get in there and start shopping.
Yay.
I know, as we're talking, I'm like, and I know our listeners don't have the benefit of seeing, like I get to see you right now. And obviously whatever you're using on your skin is working because your skin glows. So I need to get some of that, whatever it is. Well, let me ask you, so to just wrap this up, there's so many different things, and I wish we had more time actually, because I have so many more questions for you, but what would you say to somebody who was sitting where you were, what was in the early stages of COVID and you were home, somebody who's been thinking about starting that business, but, not really sure. You went all in, and if you could step back and give yourself some advice from that stage of life, what would you say?
I think it's a matter of being fully committed at the time to go forward. It's like you have to have your energy right, your own personal energy right, to make that big of a shift into something brand new. And if the timing is right, the timing's not right. Because if you don't have your personal energy 100% committed to going forward, and being all in and leaving nothing behind and ready to sort of purge from everything else and focus on nothing but this, then you're not ready for it. Because it's hard and it takes everything that you have. So that's my advice is when you are ready to put 100% of your own personal energy into the next thing and let go of everything that's not going to serve that, at least for the next year or two, you're not ready. But once you feel like that energy is ready to go all in that direction, I know it's not a very business-like answer, but I really feel like, to found and start a company, the timing has to be right for you personally to put 110% into it and be ready to let go of whatever you're leaving behind.
I agree with you more. And I think that's actually great advice. Many times people say, just do it and don't be fearful, but it is true. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have, like you said, the right energy. You have to be in a place that you're going to make it happen, because there are going to be so many things that jump up and pop, obstacles along the way. And if you're not in that right state of mind, it's going to be really easy to let it affect you. So I love that advice. That's really good.
Yeah. Your energy, especially when you first start and you're the first one, and then you just have a few employees, your energy is the company's energy. Yes. What's going on day to day and really focusing on that. So it all comes down to you. And if you're ready for it, and if you are, then you have to go try it. Right. Otherwise you'll regret it.
Was there a book or something that really kind of got you in that right frame of mind, or something that you would recommend?
Gosh. I recently actually went back and I read it about once a year. I read the Good to Great books.
Yes.
And it's pretty much a fundamental concept within those books of the hedgehog concept of figuring out what is the thing that you can do better than anybody else. And be ready to focus on that, do that, know what that is, and not be distracted and not spend your time and energy on anything else but that one thing. And that's your key to success. So I think that concept was with me when I started this company. We're not trying to do everything for everybody. We're trying to do this thing. And when you're ready to really put your focus on that and to be that hedgehog concept, and that you really know that you've identified the thing that you can do that nobody else is doing, that you're able to do better than everybody else, then that's your focus and you just go and don't look back.
I love it. Awesome advice. So you have a little, something to share with the audience as far as how they can get some goodies. I mean, we are approaching the holidays, so there's some opportunities, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we, coming into the holidays, I mean, the best thing is to go to our website, Mozzafiato.com, and we have curated all kinds of bundles for the holidays. So we understand when you come on our site, 21 brands, we have 1,000 products. It can be a lot to sift through. So we have put together a whole bunch of different bundles for men, bundles for women, bundles for home fragrances, holiday home. We have subscription packages where we deliver the Italian Beauty to you 4 times a year, quarterly. Those are great to give as gifts, and people get wonderful bundles, winter, spring, summer, fall. And we've got all the stocking stuffers on there. We've got the gifts for men. So we've curated all these things, so it's very easy to find something. And we think they're really high quality and unique gifts, things to have for yourself and things to give for everyone, and brands that they've probably not encountered before that come with great stories and places. So yeah, just check us out on the website, and our Instagram and Facebook handle is I am Mozzafiato.
I am Mozzafiato. I love that. Well, Amy, thank you so much. Surely this was I could keep talking to you for a long time, but we'll wrap it up. And let me just say, again, the company Mozzafiato, I want to spell it just in case, so you can go to the website. It's Mozzafiato.com. I am seriously going there right after this to look at those bundles.
Thank you.
I have boys and men to buy for, so I'm excited about those options. So thank you again so much.
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun this morning.
Thanks so much for listening to the Power of Authority Spotlight. If you're a successful founder, entrepreneur, business owner, or leader that's getting results and making a difference, and you'd like to be on this program, please visit us at go.michelleprince.com/podcast-guest to apply. That's go.michelleprince.com/podcast-guest. Also, if you got something out of this interview, please share this episode. Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend, or post it on the socials. If you know someone that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show, and include the hashtag #ThePowerOfAuthoritySpotlight. I love seeing your posts and guest suggestions. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content, so make sure you don't miss any episodes by subscribing. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show and mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more? Go to our website, michelleprince.com or performancepublishinggroup.com, or find me on social media. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.